वो ऋषभ को डाटा शुरू हो गया, बोर हो गया इसके सिवा तो बात ही नहीं। फिर तो आपको प्रिपेयर्ड ही होना था, वो जाके यही बोलते हैं वो। एक बार अपने को अच्छे पहले खाया हुआ है उन्होंने।
Hey, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining with us today. This is Rukshana from Shooting Stars Foundation. I'm one of the program manager come digital marketing associate associated with Shooting Stars Foundation. Very happy to welcome each and every one of you to this learning series of All India Women Only Startathon, which is an event for women supported by Black Soil and endorsed by 12 plus partners. So, if I have to give you an introduction about Shooting Stars Foundation, we are a nonprofit based in India and working across India and US. And we have a bandwidth of about 2,200 plus scholarships that we have offered to underserved students. 40,000 plus students have participated in our hackathons and startathons, and more than 30 plus skilling students are there who have graduated from our Singar Skilling Academy, where they come for career advancement, to break the cycle of generational poverty. So, if you have to speak about the past success, we have had one grand event right here, named as All India Women Only Hackathon. This is organized by Shooting Stars Foundation again, and this had a bandwidth of about 8,000 plus registrants coming over from 350 cities and 750 institutes of India. The hackathon was supported by corporates such as Persistent Systems, IBM, TCS, Yes Bank, Cognizant, PayPal, Citrix, Cloud Group, much more like Genesis. I can show you this quick video by which, you can see the impact that we had created so far. We had an amazing event with more than 250 participants finally submitting their projects. And there was a lot of tech events like this, and we had an opportunity to conduct, learning sessions and women empowerment sessions like this. So finally, all of them got into Discord and finally submitted their projects in forms of apps and websites. Just seeing the audience, the participants were always working out it all by themselves and kind of scratching it up. So yes, super glad to have all of you support us.
Ruxana, is there audio for this video you're playing?
Yes, mom. You're seeing with the audio only.
We cannot hear the audio. Okay.
All right. So sorry. I didn't think that, we were not able to see the audio. Oh, okay. So sorry for that, everyone. We'll make sure that we share this video over to you, so you can have a look, later on. And yes, adding on to that, this amazing opportunity, we had an, very sound audience of about 8,000 registrants, as I mentioned earlier, and then we are copying it up with many more events just as this. I hope everyone is able to see my screen right now. Shikha ma'am, can you confirm?
Yes, it's visible.
Right. All right. So you might now have a question. So why do we have this All India Women Unleashed Startathon? So if you see, women's economic contribution in India accounts for 17% of the global, GDP, which is actually less than half the global average, right? So India, a nation with such potential, now stands at the 57th rank out of 65 nations in the Mastercard Index on women entrepreneurship, and it ranked 78th among 77 countries on female entrepreneurship. So about this, only 5.9% of the technology-based startups were founded by only women females in comparison to 55% and above, which is founded by only male founders. So our objective through this program is to instill confidence in all the aspiring women entrepreneurs, give them the professional access to mentorship, and also connect them with role models. As such, we are connecting you all with Ms. Shikha today. And then we also aim to create a ripple effect for entrepreneurship in whatever sector we can do. So, with a scale of about 6,000 plus institutes coming from 750 cities of India, we aim to reach about 1 to 1.25 lakh, women across India. And we expect 25 companies to start from AWS, 25 co-founders to be matched to startups, 15 women to start a career in investment or in high growth roles such as EIR, chief of staff, etc. We also aim to have 15 ideas incubated and 15 ideas funded, out of which this is the first step where we will be taking you through writing grants and, in that manner by which you can learn and put it into action. So these are few initiatives that we take, such as learning series like this, and we promote the women startup as co-founders. So this the career outcomes that we envision to get from this. And there are a lot of entrepreneurship outcomes out of this, wherein we get the investors and syndicates access to all the fundings and capitals and whatnot. So thanks to our wonderful, wonderful board members through whom we have achieved like 20,000 plus registration at this moment. And yes, we couldn't have done without our board members. Our initiative is now endorsed by 12 plus partners, and we are at this moment thankful to them as well. So as a supporter, again, you will be required, and we, urge you to share this to support the women across, your connection, so they can also get what they deserve. And without any further ado, I'd like to introduce, as you all know, the speaker of today's session, Dr. Shikha. So Shikha ma'am, as you all know, is a multi-faced, professional with extensive expertise in strategic partnerships, public health, and social impact initiatives. So currently, she's contributing to organizations like GK Consulting and Avia Life, and she excels in driving project focused on rural livelihoods, women's health, and innovation. She also mentors startups and support technologies, and also writes, and reviews grant, both government and private grants. So I think this is the time where you can take over from me now, ma'am. So happy to have you here, and we welcome one and all who are here for you. Over to you, Shikha, ma'am.
Thank you, Roxana. Always a pleasure.
Always, always. Yes, Shikha, ma'am, you can start presenting.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the session today. So today, it's a very interesting session. I've been asked to talk about how to crack grants. So in the session, I'm going to talk about what are the prerequisites to make an impactful proposal, what is the evaluation criteria to get funded, and I'll walk you through a specific grant process, giving example of Big Bharat grant. And I understand the audience has also requested me to speak in Hindi. So is that okay? I'll be using a mix of Hindi and English today. Is that fine?
Um, uh, if it's fine, we can go, purely in English, and somewhere we can use Hindi, ma'am, because most of our audience are also from the other part of the country. So I appreciate you using English for this. Thank you.
Sure, sure. So moving further, now what is about writing a successful grant and getting it funded? So बचपन से हम लोग स्टोरी सुनाते आए हैं. So getting a successful grant funded is about getting your passion, getting your story, getting what you identify with funded. So I always say, be good storytellers, spin stories about what you see is an unmet need for which you have a solution. If you talk your passion, your competency, your expertise, put it together in writing, and then you have a grant which is award winning. Right? However, this award will never happen by chance. It will be never announced on the air. Okay, you are the seventh person, seventh caller. This grant is yours. Wish it was that simple. Success is like a iceberg illusion. So even to get a grant or to be successful in life, there are a lot of things which happen which are not visible on the surface. What people see, okay, this person is successful, this person has landed this person has made this much money. So that's the iceberg. But what lies below, जो नीचे है वो उससे भी ज्यादा है जो ऊपर दिखता है. So below the tip, which is the iceberg which people are seeing, is your persistence, your failure, your sacrifice, your dedication, your disappointment, hard work, discipline. People are not able to see this. So that's why we say success is like a iceberg. But nevertheless, you have to put in effort. You have to make a lot of sacrifices. There will be a lot of disappointments on the way. You may not be able to land a grant immediately, but please remember hard work and persistence. लगातार मेहनत करते रहेंगे तो सफलता आपको जरूर मिलेगी. Right. Okay, magic does happen. We all are in a comfort zone. We all like to work 9 to 5. Dr. Raja Sivan is here today. So he is ambassador through FANA. The thing is, what I've learned from him and from other entrepreneurs is nobody works 9 to 5. We work when we need to work. We are always working outside our comfort zone. I won't say work life balance is important, but the thing is, when work is there, you cannot take time off. Right? I do believe in taking time off because you also need to sharpen the saw so that you take break, avoid stress, and get back rejuvenated to work. Vacations are also good, but not doing when work is pending. Right? So to make the magic happen, you always need to move out of your comfort zone. मैजिक तब होता है जब हम अपने कंफर्ट जोन कि मुझे सिर्फ 9 to 5 वर्क करना है. वी डोंट अडॉप्ट दिस फिलोसफी. वी रिंकी इज ऑल्सो देयर. सो रिंकी even calls me on a Christmas day to tell, ma'am, this needs to be done. I have done this. She's also keeping a track on me. So this is how we create the magic. And to be successful, the formula is that no question is silly. Always maintain the curiosity of a child and never be afraid to make mistakes. Not repeating the same mistakes is learning. Right? अब पेंसिल अगर यूज होगी तभी उसको शार्पन करोगे ना. घिसेगी. यूज इफ यू यूज अ पेंसिल देन ओनली you need to sharpen it again and again. So if you have not worked, you will not get any gain. Hard work is the key to achieve things. Now, where to begin? Now, we all are ambitious. We all have joined this grant writing workshop today. So we all are wanting to land some money to get ideas funded. So कहाँ से begin करें? That's the most obvious question. So for that, you have to look for specific websites. Government of India websites could be there. You could have a network from where you come to know about open grants and call for proposal. Now I've seen there are a lot of WhatsApp group also there, which are letting people know where to apply, how to apply. So a lot of mentorship, a lot of such sensitization is happening on social media platforms as well. So the key here is dream big, but start small and early, right? Because you'll always need a track record to land a big grant. And if you're talking about a biotech or a STEM, in STEM, to land a grant, you need some prelim data that would be backed by some good research, right? So you should not say that, okay, I'm going to apply for this big grant in the beginning only. The key here is start small, start early, but think big, right? And apply where these specific grants or call for proposals meet your skill sets, meet the unmet need which you are trying to solve. So that success is high there. And it's always good to have mentors and advisors who are subject matter experts. Now, there are certain call for proposals जो कहते हैं कि हमें अगर आप कोई डायग्नोस्टिक सोल्यूशन ले रहे हो, कुछ सोल्यूशन है जो हेल्थ केयर सेटिंग्स में यूज होगा, दे ऑलवेज से दैट यू हैव डॉक्टर्स इन योर टीम, right? So there could be mentors, advisors. So build a team, because if somebody wants to fund your idea or your concept, they need to invest in you and your team as well, who all are there to advise you, who all are there to guide you, right? And whenever you go about developing a grant proposal, you should always do some due diligence, look back and see that same funder, what all they have funded in the past, right? So by this slide, where and how to begin, I'm trying to tell you how you can make incremental, small steps to land your big grant, right? You have to start somewhere, start small early, but dream bada hona chahiye. And it's always strength in collaborations. What I come across that people want to work in silos. They want to work as solo entrepreneurs. Nothing wrong. But over the time, you realize that you don't have all the expertise and the competency to roll a grant. The thing is, getting collaborations is building teams, getting complementary strengths, but people fear मेरा idea चोरी कर लेंगे. So you have to get out of that fear also, that nobody is there to steal your idea. There are a lot of ways to protect your intellectual property. There are patents, there are publications. You can own that idea. There are other ways to it, but never think that collaboration will put you down. Collaboration always helps you bring in complementary strengths. So this is something Manjari has also joined. So we all work in a collaborative way. We all build and bring complementary strengths. There can be division of work. Somebody can be good at making a budget. Somebody could be good in doing market research. Somebody would be good in developing a business strategy. So the key is in collaboration. And like I said, experts are subject matter people. They also bring in their particular expertise. So please understand the strength in collaboration, and you can go small, but you can build clusters and consortiums. Because if you want to land a big grant, if you want to land an international grant, they always invite clusters or consortiums. So that's group of people with complementary strengths coming together. So this was a slide I wanted to say. Don't think that people are going to steal your idea. This is what I hear a lot in research and academia. मेरा आइडिया लोग चोरी कर लेंगे, इसलिए मैं किसी को नहीं बताऊंगा. So you have to overcome that mentality also, because working in teams and having more people to support you always helps. I can see Manjari smiling there. Okay, so when you want to start writing a grant, the key is about timelines. So this request is to all of you who want to write a grant and want to start thinking about getting funded today. Start making a checklist. So there are important dates, deadlines. As per the different grant requirement, they would require some letter of intent, expression of interest. They use different names. Sometimes they say just give a brief abstract. Sometimes they invite a full proposal, and then there are submission deadlines. So whenever you are ready or embarking to make a grant proposal, see these timelines. There would be also some authorization letters, which are admin requirements. You need to give history, what past work you have done. There will be cover letter. You have to put together resume of your team members. And if it's a collaborative thing and you're bringing in advisors, mentors, so they would also require some letter of support or letter of commitment. So अगर हम एक ग्रांट लिखने बैठते हैं तो ये बहुत सारे रिक्वायरमेंट हैं जो टाइम बाउंड है. सो टाइम रहते ये सारी चीजें इकट्ठे करना बहुत जरूरी है. And to write a grant, there are also specific technical and financial requirements for which a template is provided. So we need to stick to that template so that we are able to fulfill or write under each heading which is required to land or at least get shortlisted that we have applied well, and we'll move on to the next stage. Now, this is something I come across from startups that we wrote everything to the best of our capability. We covered all aspects. We did all research. We spent a lot of time, but still we did not get the grant. So, these questions come to your mind, but the key here is to understand it's a very competitive place out there. That's why we say connect with mentors, connect with this particular Shooting Star Academy. What Ruxana is helping you to connect with mentors to help you get that advantage of having submitted a very well written technical and financial proposal. So you need help and people and experts who have cracked such grants to help you. Right. So that is also the key. And rejection happens. That's why I said success is like an iceberg. What people see is, okay, that person got that 50 lakh grant. Okay, that person got that 1 crore investment. But everybody needs to understand they have worked hard for it. Nothing happened by chance. Right? And when you think about writing a proposal, start developing your objective and abstract. People say abstract बाद में लिखेंगे, but I would say you begin with your abstract, because your abstract or your executive summary is what makes or mars your proposal. Because for a busy person, because I'm an official reviewer of a lot of government and private sector funded grants, we always prefer to see the brief summary, executive summary, or the abstract first. That few seconds can capture the attention, how good the proposal further down is going to be. So please spend time on your abstract and don't think this is an extra requirement. No, abstract is important. As a reviewer, we want to see that first. And today also I'm going to talk about how to make your abstract better. What all should be part of the abstract, and I'm going to take each component of grant writing in detail also today, because today we are talking about how to land a grant, how to be successful, right? And I said work in teams. That helps you divide responsibility. Learn to make a table. Okay, Manjari is in the team, Rinki is the team, Dr. Raja Sivan is in the team, Ankita is in the team. So, and Ruxana is there. So what are their strengths? Who all can do what? So that needs to be divided. That's called a resource matrix. You have the team, assign work to people so that work gets completed as per timeline. Work here is writing a successful grant, right? It's always good to work in teams, have resource matrix, delegate work to people. Don't think I'm a one-man army, I'll do everything, or a one-woman army. It's always good to be a team player. टीम के साथ काम करो, सबको रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी शेयर करो, तो प्रपोजल बहुत अच्छा आएगा. But there is a catch in it, because I've realized they have divided work. So the budget does not align to the objective. The objective doesn't align to the methodology. So at least one person should be there to at least see that the proposal also stitches together. So, whatever we tell you to do, there could be pinch of salt in everything. Bits and pieces people write the proposals, but they don't see if it's stitched or not. So Manjari is smiling again, because this is thing we all have seen. Divide काम करते हैं, हर कोई अपने तरीके से करता है, but it's the responsibility of the team lead to ensure what is packaged together and submitted is up to the mark. So there should be quality in what you do. And I've seen researchers who are so possessive of their work, of their research. I've mentored a lot of people in grant writing. So they say, research component, I'll write. Ma'am, you help in the market research and other thing. But I said, if I don't understand your research, how can I help you in other things? They said, no, ma'am, I'm not going to share the research component. So how do you think I can help that person to write a grant? So please understand why teamwork and why working as a team, dividing responsibility is also good for an entrepreneur. More the merrier. I think this comes with age. You realize more and more people that add on and support you, you become more successful. Success is about all nuts in a machinery working together. Right? Single nuts have no use. When they combine in a system, that's how the machine works. And Ankita here is about process optimization. She'll tell you why processes and how to have different methodology, SOPs, what works, what does not work, have a early on understanding is the key to writing successful projects. It's about understanding what you need to write in the proposal and what the funder is wanting. Right? So there are processes involved in each step. And then when you want to write a proposal, you have to talk about yourself. What is the strength which you are bringing in? Again, all this need to be done with timelines, timelines, timelines. You have to stick to it because, a wish list is something which you do without a timeline. We can wish, I want this to happen, but you don't put a timeline to it. You don't achieve your goals. So these proposals do make you stick to a timeline, but otherwise also in life, if you want to say do something, say I will complete it in this much timeline. That's how things get accomplished, right? So moving on, grant writing can be very simple. Like I said, you write a cover letter, executive summary, introduce your capability, make your objectives, methodology, put biodata, put budget, close it. But today, I want to tell you something beyond that also. You need to sell your grant proposal in an enterprising way. You sell the question, write exactly what the funder is asking for. Tell your story in appropriate language, right? You sell the method, you be an entrepreneur. You need to able to articulate your methodology well, do your research, collect some data, describe your methodology clearly, and also sell your qualification because the funder is going to make a gamble in you in choosing you. And they have to be sure that you have the required educational background or the expertise or the experience that is you and your team. You need to sell your qualification to land a successful grant. And last but not the least, in an enterprising approach, you have to sell why it matters. Something like, my solution is the best. It's not a general approach. I have specific reasons to believe that my proposal can solve the unmet need or the pain point for which I'm writing this grant. Right. So what I'm trying to tell you is enterprising approach is very important. You need to avoid common mistakes by writing a grant because, like I said, a reviewer has few seconds to go through your abstract and probably few minutes to go through your proposal. Largely, proposals are landing into don't fund basket. Some land in maybe and very few land in the funded basket. Right. So follow the instructions, read what is required to go in the financial proposal, in the technical proposal. See if you have covered all the dots. Your methodology is going to be smart. I'm going to talk about it briefly. Use good, consistent language. Like I say, if you have delegated different aspects of the proposal to different people, see that the proposal which you submit is stitched together and in a good, consistent language because one person will write in present tense, once will write in past tense, and once will write in continuous present tense. So please ensure there is consistent language also. There should be no typo errors. And budget, what we come across as a reviewer is 0.0000 10th place of decimal, they'll give the budget. Does it help? So ensure that the budget is one place of decimal and the addition is correct. So these are some common mistakes which you can avoid to at least land in the maybe funded or and the funded basket. Now let's talk about nuts and bolts of a perfect proposal. Any questions here or Ruxana, do we make it interactive or do you want me to take the question? in the end?
However you'd like to, ma'am. This is going very great. So however you'd like, you can take, ma'am.
So these were the basics, friends. If there are any questions so far, I'll be happy to take questions. I think you can unmute and ask questions also, or you can put the questions in the chat. Okay,
Yeah,
so
unmuting won't be possible. They can just
okay,
raise their hands and I'll let them unmute, ma'am.
sure. Okay, so Akshita is saying what is abstract. Akshita, I'm going to explain it in brief. Okay, so sorry for joining late. Winter camp is going on. I just came back. Okay, do we have to be pre-revenue for a grant? Nidhi is asking this. Not really, because there are certain grants, Nidhi, which actually will be your first time grants as well. So the thing is, you have to select where you match the pre-qualifying criteria. Right, they'll be specific to different grants. Pre-revenue is not a must because now the ecosystem is so huge, there are a lot of options available for you. So thank you both for these questions. Moving on. Let's talk about, like I said, nuts and bolts make a system together. So let's talk about what are the nuts and bolts of a perfect proposal. Now, this is a project template because Ruxana told me to show live examples. So this is a Department of Science and Technology template that I've pasted here. They'll ask you about the title, the cost. Another thing to see here is for all of you is how much are you asking in the budget and how much are you raising yourself? Are there any collaborators who are bringing money? So, they want to see the combined budget cost. This is very essential because we miss out these things. So they're asking how much you are asking for this particular Department of Science and Technology grant to fund and how much money you are bringing in. That's a very tricky area because here you can also write about manpower, resources, all those things can also go here, right? Then there's about duration, the principal lead, name, date of birth, which is the lead organization because DST is thinking you're writing through a consortium. So who will be the lead person, lead organization? Or they want to ask who is the point of contact for this particular grant, right? And what is the status? Are you MSME or your startup, R&D institute, national laboratory? So all these things they ask. Is a collaboration, consortium, what is the status, what are the objectives, methodology, deliverables. Right, so we're going to talk about these things also in detail. I just wanted to show a technical proposal template for all of you. This is by Department of Science and Technology and Aman is here in the session. Aman has been able to crack some DST grants. So this is how it builds up. What government is also saying is there are certain grants which are prelude for you to land a bigger grant. Now, Aman is going to compete for a big grant. So he's attending the session today because he wants to understand what are the evaluation criteria reviewers sees for a big BIRAC grant. That's a funding of 50 lakhs. So I am going to take that specific example also today. Now, I just showed you the template and now let's talk about what is the title and objective. Because what we come across is people who are applying for these grants tend to mix up these things. Now, what is a title? These are very basic, but as a reviewer, we come across such things. So that's why I'm going to talk about each and every aspect in detail today, as much time permits. Right. Now, your title can make or break your request for funding. Title is very broad, something you wish to accomplish, something you say, I want to solve the e-waste problem in Delhi, right? So that's something very visionary, very broad. But here in the title, you're not spelling out how you're going to do it. So a title is generally big, broad, and you can be imaginative and bit poetic here also. That's fine. And it is about the ultimate impact or outcome that you hope to bring about. But please note here, the title is only as good as the objectives that go with it. Because what we see is people want to solve all the unmet need and problems in the world. But then they put that in the title, but then they forget the objectives are not aligned to it. So we want to solve a problem of biomedical waste or a problem of e-waste. How do you go about doing that? That should be part of the objectives. Be broad and visionary about the title. That's absolutely fine. Right. And objectives represent a step toward accomplished what is mentioned in the title. Objective is narrow and measurable. Now, I want to know in the chat how many of you are aware that objective should be written smart. Has anybody heard this terminology before? Could just have yes or no in the chat. Do you know what is a smart objective? Just write yes or no in the chat. Okay, Ankita, Nidhi, good to know you guys know. Ritika says no, Jayashree says no. So wonderful. I have 50-50 audience saying, okay, there are more number adding up to saying they don't know. So wonderful. I'll enjoy telling you about what are smart objectives. Right. Now there was this question. I'll go with the flow. So I'll just talk about abstract because we just talked about the title. I just introduced that title should align with the objective. What are smart objectives? I'll cover shortly. But now I want to talk about the abstract because this I said is what a reviewer reads first. Are you aware that human mind has an attention span of just few seconds? Ankita would be very aware of this because if you want to if you're scanning social media, if you're scanning your WhatsApp post or if you're scanning your LinkedIn post, which is the post that catches your most attention in 2 or 3 seconds is the one you're going to read further. Many things we just scroll down. As a human being, we have a lot of these on social media, fidgety activities and scrolling activities. We don't spend time on all posts because we want to accomplish reading or scrolling hundreds of posts in a day. So attention span of a mind is very less. That is why I say for a reviewer also, your abstract or executive summary is very important because that catches his attention. The reviewer makes his mind or her mind, okay, this proposal is worthy to take forward. Right. Now, abstract, what all you should cover? You should mention the unmet need. Now, unmet need is a pain point. That is something very interesting because if a funder has said it wants to solve the women health and hygiene, menstrual health issues, that's an unmet need. So, how you are better than so many solutions in the market? Right, because we come across people saying unmet need is women health and hygiene. Absolutely fine. Right. But then you have to go about solving how you are better. What expertise you bring in, which should go in your abstract in a line or two. And then you say, what are the key points which match the funder's interest? Now, it is about a women health and hygiene proposal. So highlight why you fit in. Do you make such a product? Do you have feedback from women? Have you done some surveys which show that women would prefer a particular kind of product? Because I work with a startup that is making menstrual cups. So the thing is, are women inclined to use menstrual cups? Because there are a lot of myths and taboo about the topic as such, but then talking about it in more depth, that brings up other things. So why your organization would be able to sell a menstrual cup in 2 lines? What is your expertise? Do you have feedback from women? Have you done some survey? Or this is what the statistics say. That should go in your abstract that 70% women based on a survey are willing to try using a menstrual cup. Right, because they believe, why? Because they believe this is an environment friendly option. This is cost effective, lasts for 2 to 3 years. That is the crispness that you need to bring in your abstract. Right. And by writing this, you have also matched the key points that the funder wants because the grant is about women health and hygiene. Right. What people ask me is, should abstract be repeating what is in the proposal? Yes, because abstract has to blend with your entire proposal, but don't copy and paste. What you have written in the proposal, just don't copy it blindly in the abstract. That is the key. Try to reframe or at least go to Chat GPT. What do you want to write? Ask Chat GPT to give you options. Because that's the simple way. Use AI, use technology, use tools to refine your thoughts, refine your proposal better, but Don't do plagiarism. Don't make ChatGPT to do all your work. Right? But use these tools to the best of your advantage. In abstract, you should also conclude by mentioning total budget and your collaborations. So do you understand how important is the abstract? We normally cut and paste from the proposal. We write the abstract in the end, and then the reviewer is seeing that first. So this is how I want to bring it out today, that your abstract is important, right? And then normally in the template, the word limit is given. Otherwise, a general rule is abstract should not exceed 1 page. So if the word limit is not there, you can feel free to elaborate more on the unmet need, what is the strength you are bringing in, how you align to the funder's interest. But do capture all these things, end with your expertise and your team strength and the budget that you are asking. Is that clear? Or there any questions so far? What all should go in an abstract? Can I have a yes or no in the chat? Is that problem statement? Manjari is asking. Okay. Problem statement. Yes, Manjari, the unmet need or what you're trying to solve. Yes, that's the problem statement. Okay. So thank you, Nidhi. Thank you, Jamuna, for letting me know that it's clear so far. So let's move on. Then I want to start with introduction. Start with your basic theme, describe the organization. What is your most notable achievement? Do you have some prelim data? Do you have a patent? Right, it's good to put that, and don't go about pasting things from what people have done in your area of work. Stick to what is important, right? Or literature says something is already done in this area. You have done surveys, or this is already known that women face regarding that menstrual health issue. How you were able to convince to switch to menstrual cups? Because through literature search, we found that women were complaining about urinary tract infections and other rashes. So by using a menstrual cup, those problems could be solved, right? So that we had to find from literature and put it in the introduction. This is how you build the strength of the proposal, that you have done your work, you're passionate about it, and then you're aligned to the funder's need, right? Then define your value proposition and your unique selling proposition. Now, for a startup or an entrepreneur, what value you identify with, what value you bring to the proposal, and why people should buy your product and not other products, because there'll be a lot of menstrual health and hygiene products in the market. Now, if I'm talking about this menstrual cup, why should people be buying that? That is about your unique selling propositions. So value proposition and USP are topics of one full hour or even more discussion. But today I'll be explaining this in context of Big BIRAC grant. Now here is what I wanted to explain about SMART objectives. Our objectives should align to the title, but they should be written in SMART way. Now what does SMART stands for? It's an abbreviation for be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. Tell specifically what you want to do. Now here in objective, you cannot be vague that I want to sell, I want to solve e-waste problem of the world. I want to solve women rashes in women. No, you have to be very specific here. I want to solve issues related to women and health and hygiene concerning rashes and urinary tract infections. Right? Measurable, how will you quantify it? Right? If you want to implement this grant to introduce a new product, that's a menstrual cup. So how will you quantify it? What measures are you going to deploy? Are you going to collect feedback? Are you going to distribute these products, or you have collected data from distributing this product? And what is the user feedback? How you have measured that people need this product over, say, a conventional menstrual health and hygiene product like a sanitary napkin, right? So why would people want to use your product? So that is how you have measured, that needs to bring out in your objective. And attainable could be an outcome. Then attainable is not a method. Like what would be the outcome? That based on your preliminary data, based on your discussion with women, you were sure that they had agreed to switch to a menstrual cup, right? So your thought is, your concept, the proposal which you're going to write, that objective will be attainable as a outcome, right? And then you make it realistic. The target audience here is women, and be realistic the community you want to serve, because we come across people saying that our problem statement is all mensurators, but then you have to be realistic with geography, which area you need to target, and that should come in your objective, that my particular project is for this particular geography. And in that also, am I going to target rural women? Where is my audience? Where is my customer? Am I going to target rural women? Am I going to target women in the cities? Or again, all mensurators in a particular geography are my customers. That is something you need to be very realistic about. That should be part of your objective. And then you make it time bound. So to reach 1 million women, I'm going to accomplish this in a particular time period. Now, there are certain grants which are also wanting you to develop a product. So you give timelines that, okay, in 6 months, I'll be able to achieve this, and this is the team I'm going to use. This is the existing facilities I have. This is the space facility. This is the activity I'm going to outsource. But this is the time I'm going to utilize to achieve this, right? So this is how you write your objectives, and then objectives get aligned to methodology. Methodology, statistics is the key here. Give your sample size, give your geography. Are there other players? Include research, list the facilities, capital resources, in equipment that you're going to use in the project, identify manpower. Do you already have a team in place, or you're going to hire new people? Because all this also have a budgetary implication. Then for each methodology would be for each objective, you outline a methodology for each objective and include a timeline. In methods, you spill out how you're going to achieve it with regards to deliverables, outcomes, impact. With, say, in 1 month, I'll achieve this. I would have reached out to so many women. By month 2, I would have created questionnaire to increase my expanse. By 3 months, I would be would have been able to recruit team which can go to the field and take some advocacy sessions. So that's how you define deliverables, outcomes with milestones. And you can also list your indicators. Indicators would be something like 100 women reached out in 1 month. 500 women reached out in 2 months. That is about indicators which you have set about to accomplish. That can also come in your methods. Then it's all about statistics. Statistics is if you're going to do analysis. Something like Aman is here today. He was asking me, he makes peanut butter. And farmers from Unnao village, he sources his peanut from there. So he was asking me, what statistics should I put here? So I told Aman, please join the session. We are going to talk about this today. So does anyone understand, if is a startup is making peanut butter, what statistics they would use here? And what is the problem they are trying to solve? What is the statistics that they can use in their methodology? Anybody who wants to contribute or put it in the chat or wants to answer, Ruxana can unmute them. What would be the statistical analysis that should go in for a startup that is making peanut butter? Friends, it's good to interact. Otherwise, I'll just give this session and go. And you will understand some statistical analysis was written on the methodology, but how to go about it, you'll have questions. So like I said, be curious as a child. No question is silly. Please feel free to ask questions. Let's solve Aman's issue only. What statistical analysis he needs to do? It's a startup making peanut butter. Okay, how many people like to eat peanut butter? Fantastic. Ritika says. Jamuna says peanut sauce. Fantastic. Nidhi says health benefit from using peanut butter. Manjari says health benefit it offers over food products. Fantastic. So Aman, are you there? Aman, the whole team, the whole audience is helping you there. What statistics needs to go? And each one of you is correct. So, as a peanut butter, Aman is trying to solve a problem. He's giving more protein, so the problem would be protein deficiency. It helps children specifically. Yes, absolutely. So he can build statistics around how many protein deficient people are. Rinki says maybe less nutrient content. Absolutely fine. So there the comparison, Aman, for you would be in conventional peanut butter, what is the protein content and why your protein content is better. Ritika adds on to say ingredients used in the peanut. Rinki says maybe affected by mycotoxin. Nidhi says less sugar. Absolutely fine. So this you're saying USP, why Aman's product would be better. So yes, statistical analysis can also be done about what other products are in the market, how your product differs, and that you can also pitch in about how you're better than your competitors, how you're better about in addition to the peanut butter which is already there. Manjari, fantastic, saying providing livelihood opportunities for farmers. So, Aman, you can give a statistical score that how many female self-help groups and how many farmers are engaged while you're making this peanut butter. So, a lot of statistics can come in. Lakshmi says shelf life. The audience is really warming up, Ruxana. Thank you for building such a excellent cohort today. It's a very interactive audience. Thank you so much, guys. Aman, can we have a response from you? Do you want to ask audience more questions? Because we are solving your problem, Aman, today.
Yeah, what an amazing session. Aman, you can raise your hands. I can just
Okay, Aman wants to be allowed in Ruxana.
yeah.
Please let him
I
unmute.
Yeah, I've asked him to unmute now. He'll be able to.
Hello. Yeah. Hi,
Yes.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Aman. So we are all solving your problem. You want to ask more questions?
So first thing is that we are working with small farmers कि यहाँ पर जो small farmers हैं जो मैंने first observe किया अपने local bodies में कि अ, बहुत सारे गांव के जो किसान हैं छोटे किसान वो ग्राउंडनट की फार्मिंग कर रहे थे बट यहाँ पर कोई भी मार्केट लिंकेज नहीं था उनके साथ में क्योंकि कोई वैलिडेशन नहीं हो रहा था और इस वजह से वो मीडिएटर्स पे डिपेंडेंट थे अपने क्रॉप को सेल करने के लिए तो यहाँ पर उनको बहुत बेयर मिनिमम मिल रहा था तो वहां पर मैंने अपॉर्चुनिटी देखी कि वैलिडेशन कर सकते हैं तो आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग वैलिडेशन की पीनट बटर बनाते हैं क्योंकि अभी मार्केट में इसका डिमांड है एंड ग्रोथ अच्छा है तो काइंड ऑफ सर्टेन मैंने जितना ऑब्जर्व किए पैरामीटर्स कि हाँ ये मार्केट में वी कैन मेक मनी आउट ऑफ इट और फार्मर्स को बेटर प्राइस रियलाइजेशन हो सकता है सो वी स्टार्टेड डूइंग वैलिडेशन फिर हम और डिप डाउन गए तो उसमें हमें पता चला कि हाँ जो प्रोटीन का कंटेंट है इसको हम बायो अवेलेबल कर सकते हैं अफ्लाटॉक्सिन का बहुत बड़ा इशू है उसको टैकल कर सकते हैं तो इंडिया में पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट वैलिडेशन बहुत कम है इसको लेकर के तो एफ्लाटॉक्सिन बहुत होता है और ये फ्रॉम सीड्स टू पूरा हार्वेस्टिंग की पूरी साइकिल में होता है उनका प्री हार्वेस्ट और पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट के उसमें तो यहाँ पर स्टार्टेड कि हाँ हम इसको कैसे कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं थ्रू आउट द वैल्यू चेन सो दिस इज
एग्जैक्टली
समथिंग वी हैव डन
सामान आपके पूरे वैल्यू चेन में अगर आप चैट में देखोगे इस ऑडियंस ने सच अ वंडरफुल ऑडियंस दे हैव गिवन यू सॉल्यूशंस सो राजा sir says kisan with friends of the farmer is there to connect buyers and sellers. Aman, you got your buyer and sell connect for buyers and sellers also. Kisan Mitra is something Aman and team we can take further going on, and Raja sir would be even happy to take a session, Ruxana. That's a marketing platform to connect buyers and sellers. And in
Wow.
fact, we are going to use that platform to sensitize farmers on lot of issues like organic farming, where are the markets, how to reach the markets, how to get a better price value for their products, and also carbon markets. So that is the portal we are going to use, and that is an interesting session we could have going forward also, because that is something which I'm doing with Raja sir and my consultancy. GK
Super.
Consulting. So that's something very important if people also want to understand marketplace.
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. Definitely. Lovely, hearing from you. Sure, we should definitely do one such session. Yeah, by the way, this session is such a brilliant session. Look at us solving and collaborating to solve and give solution for a man's problem here, while this entire
Exactly.
program is for women entrepreneurs. Right? So I
Exactly. So
think,
the problems are same, Ruxana.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
it's something like if there are a lot of startups which are thinking because Ruchi is also there. She has a Ria range of products for teenagers. So she would be also looking for a marketplace. If she is applying to a biotech grant, she would also be looking to solve what statistics to put in it. Ruchi, are you there? I saw her joining. Okay, I think she has left the meeting. So, nevertheless, moving on. Now, budget is also very critical because your budget needs to match your story, right? Now, because I'm saying getting funded is all about get your stories funded. So, your budget should match the story. Even if different people have written the proposal and made the budget, the lead needs to see that all these are aligned, right? And I have Rinki here who have really helped manage budgets for a lot of grants at ICMR. So, she is the perfect person who has been doing all this work. And thank you, Rinki, for being here. Now, budget should be reasonable and allowable. It should be in the currency in which the grant is. Now, I want to tell a very interesting episode here. I wrote an international grant in INR, but then the money also had to come in Indian rupee. But then they wanted the proposal to be submitted in USD. So, please see what the funder wants. So, there's a lot of back and forth happening. If it's an international grant, what currency they want you to make the budget, right? So, that is also some learning because if I say, Ruxana says I'm the subject matter expert and I'm doing a good session here, but Ruxana, believe me, there are a lot of things I also need to learn because that was an international grant. I made the budget in USD or INR, that was so much confusion because one time they wanted in INR, one time they wanted in USD because it was an international grant coming to Government of India. But for their approval, it had to be in USD. But when it came to Indian government to approve, it had to be in INR. So, I had to keep on changing. So that's also something, that's also a learning that happens. Right?
Obviously. Yeah, yeah,
Exactly.
because as we grow, we always learn. That's how we grow. Right.
Exactly. So refer to the financial guidelines because they are allowable cost and certain which are not allowable. Now, in different grants, people would call it by name of direct cost. They would call it recurring cost, operational cost. We come across terms like capex, opex. So, we need to understand the differences. Then only we can make a good budget. So that's how your budget will get aligned to your story. Your direct cost gets clubbed into non-recurring or the capex or the capital costs which are one time. Something like if you're buying a equipment, you are buying furniture, right? Now, recurring cost and operational cost or OPEX cost will be manpower, which is something you have to incur every month. Something like travel, which will come in the budget for different time period. Consumables, you will buy different time periods. Contingencies, you'll be buying stationery. There'll be office rentals. So all these are recurring and operational costs, right? And then non-recurring, recurring come under direct cost, while indirect cost for grants would be cost for administrative facilities, something like overheads, which we want. That is also recurring, but it's a part of indirect cost. So all these terminologies can vary depending on a grant, and I'm going to walk through that also. And like I said, double check your data, round off your numbers, and your budget should add up. And if you have a finance team, please use their help, right? And then do not forget the cover letter. It should be on the letterhead. People just of some startups, they're too busy to be uploading a proposal. They forget these main things. Many grants give a free way saying additional documents. So please put your cover letter there because people ask me, you tell us to write this, to write this, to write this, but वो proposal writing में था ही नहीं, template में था ही नहीं. So many proposals which are submitted online or even in a hard copy, please accompany it with a cover letter. right? And we should be on your letterhead. There are a lot of free tools available on the internet. You can make your letterhead, right? Introduce your organization, tell the funder how much money you are requesting and why. Include a sentence about what to do, write a paragraph about your project purpose and how it fits the funder's mission or funding priorities. Again, this is what I'm trying to say. Cover letter is important because you sign it and you forward it by your competent authority. Something like a CEO, CTO for a startup, or something if you're coming from academic institute, the head of the institute. It has to be known, like Rinki would agree with me, if the head of the institute does not forward the letter, Government of India will not accept that letter. Right, Rinki? So a letter which shows your office also, if you are applying for academic grant, that the head of the institute has approved this letter and in the approve this project, right? And it's good also to know tell them beforehand that you're applying for this grant. Otherwise, people say you didn't tell us that you are applying for this proposal. So it's good to keep your competent team also informed. And in the cover letter, mention your enclosures, like what are your enclosing resume, the full proposal, the financial proposal. So this is what I was trying to say. Your cover letter is also essential. Now, just to recap, we talked about searching various websites, networking, find which grants are open, look for databases, see sample proposals, see what has been funded before. Now, there are certain training videos also available to let you know how to write that proposal. There are a lot of resources available online. There are a lot of AI tools which can help you. So please utilize, right? Now I'll quickly explain example of a big grant, which is BIRAC. So what is this grant? And Ruxana told me to mention that I am a reviewer of big BIRAC grant with a lot of incubators. So I wanted to take this grant slightly in detail. So what is this grant? Who gets funded? What is the timeline? This is the flagship scheme of BIRAC. I'm sure people know here what is BIRAC. Is there anybody who doesn't know what is BIRAC? Rinky, yes.
I don't think most of them, I mean, as students, they do not know, ma'am. So you can tell them about it.
Okay, so I'm not going to tell here. All of you, homework for you to put BIRAG in Google search. You know, because they are developing the biotechnology ecosystem in the country. So, Ruxana, Ruxana, I'm not going to spoon feed here. Everybody, I can take a pause here. Put BIRAC in Google. Copy paste in the chat and let me know what you know about BIRAC. Because if I'm going to explain about BIRAC, big scheme, if you don't know what BIRAC is, so how can I accomplish my purpose, Ruxana? All of you,
Understandable. Let's do it.
all of you take a pause, write BIRAC in Google search, tell me what comes out, and paste it in the chat. It's an open book exam. Then only I start explaining what is Big BIRAC. Anyone who is ready, what is BIRAC and what does it do? I'm waiting for answers in the chat. Perfect. Aman is actually preparing grant for BIRAC, Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council. Rinki, thank you so much. It's a not-for-profit agency. Any student, because Aman is applying, Rinki is well versed. Manjari says Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council. Very nice. Any student who wants to tell me what is BIRAC? Agency but providing platform for research. So basically, BIRAC is trying to solve. Very nice. Who is this one? Full marks. So Ruxana, you had some prize money for the best response. So that goes
Yep.
to Savita Lakshmi.
Yes. I was about to say that.
Yes. So
Right.
she is, all of you, please open up your chat. She has explained BIRAC so beautifully. Take a minute to read it. Then I start explaining what does BIRAC do, what is the big grant, because big is one of the grants of BIRAC. So Savita says BIRAC stands for Biotechnology Industry Research Assistant Council, a not-for-profit public sector enterprise in India. Its purpose is to support the biotech industry by providing access for funding, technology transfer, and other resources. Mandate is to develop products that are relevant to national need and to become globally competitive. Now, Aman is a front runner for that. Aman is prepared. He's already been shortlisted. Aman, you've been shortlisted for Bharat Big Grant. So Aman is moving on to the next stage and he's going to prepare his pitch presentation. Okay. And big scheme provides grants to support projects in areas like healthcare, energy, agriculture. Perfect. It's a Section 8 company. Very good. So Aman says yes. So Aman has pre-qualified this grant. So there are different stages to land this grant, Ruxana. This is for the audience also to know. Okay, that's Realm RM X3471. Sorry, you have to type your name. So he's done, he or she has done an AI review. Fantastic. You know, this is how you go about finding resources. It's all there. Now, if I want to talk about a BIRAC grant, now I feel confident. Right? It's a flagship scheme of BIRAC, which recognizes and invests in innovative idea in the biotech sector. The idea should have potential to bring out a commercial product or a service. It supports individuals, entrepreneurs, and startups from ideation to proof of concept. And the funding is for 18 months with a grant in aid of 50 lakhs. Right? I'm sure all of you would be able to grasp this. They support healthcare, agriculture, sanitation, biofuels, clean energy, bioservices, bioanalyticals. So see the wide range of areas they fund, right? The successes, they receive the call opens twice or once in a year. They support, they get 6,000 plus proposals. They've supported 500 plus proposals. 125 new startups are there. Out of these, 100 plus are women entrepreneurs. 50 plus products have been developed. INR 250 crore going forward have been committed to people who have landed a big grant. They do a lot of networking event also, and a lot of follow funding is also there. So this is what big is all about. Ruxana, isn't it powerful? That's why I wanted everybody to know about it. Though it's in the biotech sector, but they support lot of different allied areas as well. Right?
Diverse, very diverse.
Yes. So key here to understand is what is not supported. They don't support basic research. They don't support PhD. They don't support clinical trials. They only support which is novel and which has a commercial potential. Right. They have these eligibility checks which are there on the website. I'm not going to read it. So people who think they're eligible for a big grant, when the grant open, you have to go to the website, look if you are eligible, and then get started. So Ruxana, you can share the slides. There's no point reading it point by point. Right.
Sure, ma'am, sure.
Now, Aman is there for the session because I told him there is a evaluation criteria. Proposals with score equal to or more to 60 marks are considered for the next step. So what indicative criteria is the key here? Unmet need, which Manjari was asking me in the problem statement, that carries a marks of 20. Value proposition, differentiation, how you're different, carries a marks of 20. Technical viability, your methodology, how good a concept did you submit? Did you put prelim data? What is your team strength? What is your business perspective? Can you develop a commercial product out of it? So this is how the scoring is done. Right? So you have to land 60 marks to move on to the next criteria. Right? So let us talk about these key evaluation criteria. Now, what is value proposition? Value proposition is what you identify with. Your story, your value, and what the customer wants, and how you can deliver it. That is value proposition. Are you going to be only making profit out of it, or you're going to give society a benefit? Something like if you want to set up a startup which is into making sarees from mulberry silk. So you're going to create employment also. What new things are you going to do in making those design of sarees? AI tools, textile engineering, eco-friendly textiles, eco-friendly concepts. What packaging are you going to use? So you bring in an environmental and benefit to the society concept also. That's your value because you say I'm a environmentally conscious person. So your product should have no plastic. You have a societal benefit. You are employing locals, and of course, it's an enterprise. You want to earn money, so there will be commercial aspect. What value you bring to your proposal, it is what the reviewer wants to see. And it is about customers. So which target market you are addressing, or you want to address a niche segment. Now, if you're making sarees from mulberry silk, do you have audience throughout, or are you targeting a specific section of the society which is going to buy this? So this is a part of your customer discovery, that where your market is, who would be the buyer of your product, and that aligned to what value you bring, benefit to the society, benefit to the environment. That is your value proposition, that is your story. And how you're better than others, because there'll be a lot of people making sarees from mulberry silk. So how you are better from your competitors, right? Aman, in value proposition also, you can provide statistics that what people are doing and how you're doing it better, right? Have you provided accurate statistics, like how many people you employ, right? How much farmers will get benefited, what fragmented value chain issue you're solving, how was it before your intervention started? Because Aman, that is your value proposition, right? What you have done to solve the issues of getting value added product from peanut, क्योंकि peanut बिकेगा 70 रुपए या 100 रुपए का किलो मूंगफली, पर उसको पीनट बटर में बनाएंगे तो अमन 150 ग्राम कितने का बिकेगा? 200 रुपए का. So you have done a value addition, but then you can bring statistics here that what was the farmer income just by selling peanuts, and then you brought in a value addition product that is peanut butter. तो उसमें उनका इनकम कितना बढ़ा. मंजरी सेड आपने लाइवलीहुड भी क्रिएट करा. सो लाइवलीहुड इज ऑलवेज अबाउट इनकम, इकोनॉमिक्स. So that is the statistics in your value proposition, Aman. Aman, are you there? Otherwise, he'll ask me to repeat everything again. Okay. Now, about technical feasibility. Is your technical feasibility in light of the current state of knowledge in the field, and what is the data provided? Prelim work hua hai, back it with data. Are your technical claims reasonable? Do you have a patent? Do you have a publication? Bring all these things out. That will bring out that your idea is feasible. Your team will be able to execute it in a defined time period, right? Then key evaluation criteria for big buyer grant is also team strength. What is your educational background? What is your experience? Do you have mentors, advisors? Can you cover what is lacking with you? Because people say we cannot do regulatory compliance. We cannot file a patent. These are the obvious things. We don't know how to find the markets. We don't know where our customers are. So do you have people who can bring these complementary strengths? That is something that needs to bring out. You can have somebody in marketing, you can have somebody who is into business development, somebody who is good into R&D. So that is about the team strength, and then the mentors and advisors that you are bringing in. So if you bring that out, that is a key evaluation criteria for the success of your proposal. Right, then it's about novelty. Does it have a difference from existing technology? Why would people invest in your product? Right, because there are a lot of solutions, like I was saying earlier, a lot of menstrual cups in the market. What difference have you offered? What is new that people will prefer this? Normally, answer to this question is we are more cost effective. We are low price. Please understand that's not novelty. Novelty is something how you position your product. Have you been able to take your product to rural India? Have you able to give the product to villages? And have you given them good feedback, 24-hour helpline support, how to use the product to solve their issues? That is the new thing which you're doing. That is your novelty. If it's a research or if it's something which is something new which you have patented, it was not existing earlier, that is your novelty. So that is how the big grant reviewer evaluates the novelty of your idea. Is this clear or any questions so far? Aman says 1 kg peanut butter sells for 650 rupees. Awesome. So there is your maths statistics, Aman. Peanut was costing this, and now your peanut butter costs this. Nidhi says little confused between USP and novelty. USP, Nidhi, is about how you do better in the presence of competitors. Because a consumer will buy anything which is more visible, which is of low cost, but how you position yourself better in presence of competitors. What is your unique selling proposition? Probably your after sales service is better. Like for menstrual cups, I was saying they have a 24-hour helpline, because whenever a woman wants to use it, whenever a girl wants to use it, they provide the support through a phone call. They are available. That is the USP. What unique are you doing so that people buy your product? And there are a lot of similar products in the market, right? So that is where your USP come in. Novelty is something new which you have brought in, a new solution to something existing, right? So then just a second, I need to plug in my charger. Okay. So then, is that clear? Nidhi, is that clear? Difference between, thank you, Nidhi, for saying yes. How to include stats in problem statements. So, Aman, it was about the nutritional deficiency or protein deficiency, which you are saying. In livelihood also, these people did not have a source of income. That's in your problem statement and opportunity. What you did, what was their income before, what happened afterwards, how much protein deficiency is there in the existing population, and that you can forecast how much protein deficiency you can solve. And another area is how much more digestible your peanut butter is, right? Okay, now another qualifying criteria is what is your go-to-market strategy? Who are your customers? Where are they? Why will they prefer your product in addition to what is already available in the market? So all these are qualifying criteria. What is your business proposal? All these things matter, right? And people say normally in big BIRAC grants, when we review, they say we don't have a commercialization strategy, we don't have a business plan, we'll do it later. So, did you understand what marks were there for commercial strategy? Anybody remembers how many marks were there for commercial strategy? Okay, so commercial strategy carried some marks. Business perspective, 15 marks. So if you say you don't have any business plan, you don't know how to take it to the market, so straight away you lose 15 marks. So this is what I was trying to tell you, how your proposals get evaluated. So it's important to write against all these criteria. And now, before I conclude, I just want to give a template for budget. Like I had said earlier, non-recurring would be the capital cost. So this is again from Big BIRAC. So this is one-time cost. So you can give here equipment that you want to purchase, some plant costs, some facilities which you want to establish, some initial fabrication which you'll do, some demonstration models you'll make. So that is a one-time cost. Recurring is something which you will incur throughout the grant. something like manpower, consumables, contingencies, travel, stationery. If you will outsource overheads, you will have consultants, you will have subject matter experts. So all these can be clubbed under manpower and different heads here. And then you add up your non-recurring and recurring, that's the total budget cost. Right. And now Ruxana also wanted me to tell about some open grants. So this is a grant which is closing in 3 days only. So I'm not telling you all to apply, but just wanted to let you know that this is something you can get from the website of any accelerator incubator. So they have advertised about Department of Science and Technology grant. And then I also want to talk about FITT, that is Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer at IIT Delhi. So this is a current grant which is open, and this is something which I pulled out from LinkedIn. So I wanted to tell the audience here. So there are various websites, LinkedIn, WhatsApp groups, where you can get these open call for proposals. Now this is open till 9th January, so there's still time. You stand a chance to win 4.5 lakhs. You get mentorship from IIT professors and Apollo industry experts. So this is the academia industry supported grant, and they are solving a lot of issues here. So if you fit this criteria, you should go ahead and apply, right? And this event, I wanted to tell you about a forthcoming conference in January. This will be by KIT TBI at Bhubaneswar, Odisha. So this will provide you a lot of opportunity to network and meet potential funders, investors, partners, team members. So the more you network, the more you will get aware about such open opportunities. And last but not the least, just wanted to say I'm a microbiologist, public health expert. I work with farmers and self-help groups, and my newfound passion are to work on ESG, sustainability, carbon markets, women health and hygiene. Ruxana asked me to give this session today because I have traversed the whole 9 yard of writing grants, managing grants, and also reviewing grants. And just wanted to, I wanted to have this slide here to say landing grants is not easy. I may have authored 55 plus national and international grants, but see the success rate. National grants awarded 5, ICMR 2, NBM 1, BIRAC, DBT 3, international grants 1, from other diagnostic companies 4. But what I wanted to say here is you will not land every grant, but the strengths you can bring in, keep on soaking information, find collaborators, find mentors, network, and grow. Because remember, Rome was not built in a day. Instead, instant success is never possible. The money to fund your projects is out there. You have to be consistent, disciplined, and your effort will surely pay off. The biggest asset is your mind and mindset. It's up to you how you choose to be. You can either enjoy the rain or you can crib, it is making you wet. So, mindset is the key. And for those who are still wondering the time has not come, I want to conclude by saying there's a very nice definition of time. Time is slow when you wait. Time is fast when you are late. Time is deadly when you are sad. Time is short when you are happy. Time is endless when you are in pain. Time is long when you feel bored. Every time is determined by your feelings and your psychological conditions and not by clocks. So the time is right today, now, this year, before you begin a new year. Get down to writing your grant, aim to get funded. Thank you, Ruxana.
Thank you so much, Shikha ma'am. What an amazing session with a lot of information for all the participants. Yeah, but I mean, honestly, like when you put together the entire program structures, right? I am really impressed with that. So so happy to have you here today with us.
Thank you, everyone. Any questions? We'll be happy to take questions.
Yeah.
Though the session has been very interactive. Rajasivan sir, do you want to talk about Kisan Mitra very briefly? because I think the audience would be interested to know, and we can also have a session going forward. Raja sir? So he says Myth's innovative approach empowers farmers to improve their livelihood, increase their income, and contribute to India's agricultural growth. That is something, Ruxana, we can take going forward as well.
Sure, Shikha. Though this session came with a lot of information, we are awaiting another session, much more sessions with you, Shikha. Hope you can help us with that.
Sure. And Manjari here is a lawyer who is planting a lot of trees, making the planet green.
Wow.
She talks about the posh. So she's been so gracious enough to be present the whole session with her video on. So thank you, Manjari. So Ruxana, she can also be talking about sexual harassment at workplace, because that is also something India needs to be compliant with, including the startup ecosystem. There
Sure,
are a lot
ma'am,
of
sure.
things going
And
forward.
Shooting Stars, we have a post committee as well. We are applying for that. So we can definitely get her, speaking with us. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Surely awaiting that, Manjari, ma'am.
And Ankita here is a digital marketing expert. So you have a lot of complementary strengths, and a lot of wonderful people have joined today.
Obviously, after God, all because of you. Thanks for that.
Thank you, Ruxana. So if there are no further questions, can we end the session?
Yes, ma'am. I don't think we have any questions. In the meanwhile, if anyone has any questions, please make sure that you post there in the WhatsApp channel or in the Discord channel. We'll be able to sort that out by sending an email again to Shikha, ma'am. Once again, thank you everyone for joining today. Such an amazing session. I mean, this session exceeded the bar of about 40 minutes, I would say. And we have run this successfully for about 100 minutes by now. Couldn't have done better with such an audience who was so engaging and, so helpful to others as well. So thank you so much, audience. And thank you, Shikha ma'am, for keeping it very engaged from the starting to the end.
Thank you so much. See you.